If you're stuck with content creation, here's some inspiration to do with n8n. This is an old workflow. I'm not really using it anymore. I'm using Claude Code. If you're someone that's creating content and you understand how to make it work, for example, on LinkedIn, X, then I think n8n will be perfect. It can still work out for you. And here's just my setup. This is just a trigger, and when my trigger here is executed by another workflow. So for example, think of it like a master controller. Best way to think of it is almost like an employee that managed other employees. This one managed LinkedIn. It managed X. Only reason I'm sharing this is because this right here is just telling you that it's triggered by another workflow, which I just showed you earlier. And really how it works, it works on a BTS system. So BTS is behind the scenes. And what I did is I would talk to Slack. I would use something like Super Whisper. You have Whisper Flow and just dump my ideas, what I'm working on, anything like that. Then there will be another workflow that would just clean it up for me and then add it to my Airtable. And that's what this is, just looking at my Airtable for that specific database and saying what is available to take. And this right here is, instead of reinventing the wheel, we know that you need a good hook. You need to create good content, pull hooks that we're getting a lot of views on LinkedIn, and I will add them to another Airtable database. When this process ran, it says what's available for this week to take for BTS content, and what's a hook that's available from a competitor or from your space that works. And then it combines them and organizes them and it just merges them together. So for example, if you had one BTS content of sharing a tool that you're using that week, it'll take that and a random hook or a hook that you curated from a competitor, combine them together, and then feed it to the agent. And then what the agent would do, it would take that and it'll understand how to create LinkedIn content. It'll understand the cadence and just keep everything for LinkedIn, but it will have the context you gave it plus the competitor hook. And then it'll take that hook and it'll just tweak it a little bit to make it yours. And that's pretty much it. It will just organize the final LinkedIn post and then drop it to your Airtable database. Why am I using Airtable and not Google Sheets? Personally, I've had issues. I started using Google Sheets. It's free, but sometimes I would hit a limit of the API, like just hitting too many records at once. So I just switched. Airtable for me just works and never gives me any issues, and it just keeps everything organized. A little better for me. But you could just replace this with a Google Sheets, for example, if that works for you. And this is just for LinkedIn, but you can replace this for X, whatever platform. It doesn't have to be this complex. I don't even think this workflow is too complex, but you can modify however you want. So if you want to have a chat trigger, we'll trigger it either within here and you open the chat and then you just type, you would just eliminate this, keep this, but if you didn't want it, you can just, it will literally just be this. And this can go straight to the LinkedIn agent. It can just really be as simple as you want it to be. And there's no right or wrong way. If you do content creation, it's just figuring out what works for you.